Thank you, Daylin. Am I here? Let me make sure the audio is good. Alrighty, we'll get ready to get started in a moment. So let's find a comfortable seat on the mat. Good morning, Daylin. Um, and hello, everyone. Welcome to Magical Queer Yoga. Today we'll be manifesting intentions for this upcoming week um, with the magic of yoga. And we will be having gratitude for our bodies and having gratitude for queerness and all of the gifts that it brings to the world. So I invite you to, if you do not have one near you, take a moment to grab any yoga materials you might need, like a block, yoga straps, water bottle, all the things. Um, This is a Vinyasa Flow Yoga Class. So when I call a Vinyasa, that is a moment for you to take a break if you want. You can go into child's pose at that time if you would like. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So meet me in easy seat um, on your yoga mat. I like to sit on top of a block. So I have one right here below me. I like to sit on top of a block. It's good for your knees to have your hips kind of above your knees when you're sitting crisscross applesauce. And when you feel the move, if your legs start to feel stiff here, always feel free to switch your legs. So meet me in easy seat. Soften the gaze or close your eyes. Focus on the breath. Notice the inhale and notice the exhale. On the inhale, notice your chest rise. And on the exhale, notice your shoulders fall. Continue to focus in on your breath. Allow it to be a door to take you inward. Notice the cooling inhale. Notice the warm exhale. As you continue to think about and focus in on your breath, I want you to begin to think about how you want to show up during this upcoming week. We've been coming together on these Sundays to set intentions for the upcoming week. And so I want you to set an intention for how you want to show up, how you want to be during this upcoming week. For my intention this week, I'm actually going to pick the same one I picked last week because I had a hard time living it out, and it's to pay attention. So I'm going to do a better job this upcoming week, trying to live out my intention of paying attention. Take a deep breath in and breathe in that intention, fill up the belly. And exhale. Deep breath in. And on the exhale, you're gonna lower your right hand onto the mat. Raise your left hand to the sky. And we're gonna bend our right elbow and go right into a seated side bend. Inhale here and find length all the way from the tips of your fingers to the edge of your hips. Exhale, soften the body, but maintain the length. On the inhale, maybe find a little more length, reach a little further. See just how far you can go. Maybe you want to lower that elbow down a little more. Inhale, find the last little bit of length. And then on the exhale, we're going to bring our left hand all the way up, over and around to the other side. Right hand is going to go up, left elbow is going to bend, seated side bend to the left. Inhale and reach. Exhale and soften over to the left side. Inhale, find length all the way from the tips of your fingers to the edge of your hips. Keep your tail seated and neutral. Keep both hips on the floor or on the mat or on your block. Exhale, soften. Maybe you want to lower a little deeper. And then on the inhale, we're going to come right back into center. We're going to go into our twist, our seated twist. So we're going to, if you're sitting on a block, I encourage you to use another block behind you for your hand. We're going to take our right hand, bring it onto the floor or on the block behind us. Take your left hand and bring it over your right knee. Inhale here, find some length from the base of your spine all the way through the crown. And exhale to the right. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, twist maybe a little more. And then on the next inhale, maybe back in center. Exhale, lower the shoulders. On the next inhale, bring your left hand behind you, onto the mat, on the floor, on your block, and bring your right hand over your left knee. Inhale here, find length from the base of your spine all the way through the crown. And exhale, twist to the left. We're warming up the spine. We're waking up the spine. Inhale here, find a little more length. We're growing through the spine. And exhale, twist. Yoga is really good for keeping a strong back. Inhale here, lengthen the spine some more. And exhale, twist a little bit more. And then inhale, back to center. Exhale, balance the body back in neutral. Easy seat. Go ahead and switch your legs if you haven't. Just switch your legs. I want us to take a deep breath in here. And exhale. We're going to actually roll onto the mat into tabletop position. We're going to go into a cat and cow. So when we go cow, that's inhale, belly button to the mat, crown and tail to the sky. Heart is going forward. Cow pose. And exhale into a Halloween cat. Bring the belly button up to the sky, crown and tailbone to the mat. And then inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Take a couple breaths here to yourself to just wiggle out your spine. Maybe you want to add a little bit of a twist into it. But continue to focus on your body movement and your breath staying in sync. Maybe you want to go into child's pose. One more breath here. And then meet me back in tabletop. Cool. You're doing great. Alrighty, we're gonna go lift our tailbones up and back. We're gonna tuck our back toes. We're gonna go into downward facing dog. So inhale, hips are going up and back. Breathe in here. Maybe you wanna walk out and pedal the feet. When I pedal my feet, that feels so good for my lower back. It's like you're walking out any tension that's left there. On the exhale, allow your chest to fall closer to the earth. Inhale here, we're gonna go into a plank pose. We're gonna go into a plank. Your plank can also have your knees on the mat. That's another variation. So you can do it like that, or you can do your knees up. I'll do the knees up this time. And then from this plank, you're gonna bring your right foot all the way up as much as you can. Thank you, body, for being strong in this moment, and then bring that foot all the way through the other leg. You can drop that left knee. We're gonna be in a low lunge. We're gonna get ready to open up our hips. So lift yourself up. We're gonna go into our low lunge. Inhale here, arms are up, and then allow yourself to kind of sink into your hips here. Allow yourself to sink into your hips here. As much as you are comfortable with. If you want to find some arch in the back as well, that is fine. That'll actually be good. Inhale here and find some length. Fall right into that hip. Breathe in just a little bit more. And then exhale, hands back down into a low running split. What we do to one side, we got to do to the other. So we're going to lift our left foot up. Lift that left knee up. Bring the right foot back. And then we're going to do the other side. So lift our left leg up. Thank you, leg, for being strong in this moment. Bring it right through into our low runner's lunge on the other side. Inhale here. Arms are up. Lift up the torso. You can keep your keep your knee above your ankle, and if you want, you can keep your hips above your right knee. If that feels better to you. But if you want a little bit more of a stretch and a little bit more challenge, then on the exhale, just lower into that front hip. Allow it all to open up. Inhale here, find some length through that spine. And exhale, maybe lean a little deeper in. Breathe in, find the last little bit of length. And exhale, hands down to the mat into low runner's lunge. All righty, we're gonna go back into tabletop position. We're gonna do one more thing to just open up our hamstrings before we jump into our practice today. We've been warming up the body. We're trying to loosen up the spine, loosen up the legs and the hamstrings. So we're just warming up. So we're gonna step into our runner's lunge again with the right foot in front. And we're gonna get ready to go into a halfway split. This is a good way to open up these hamstrings. And so you can do this one of two ways. There's variation here. So you can keep your foot in between both of your hands, or if you're looking for a little bit of a challenge or a little bit more of a stretch, then maybe walk your toes up a little further in the mat. You also may want to experiment with flexing the foot, but on the inhale here, we're going to find some length in our spine. So breathe in. And exhale, we're going to push back and try to sit into our hip. If you can't go back that far, if you can only go back here, that's all right. You want to try to bring your chest to your front thighs. Inhale, find length. Exhale, lower over the front leg. If you want to flex your foot, go ahead and flex your foot. Inhale here. And then on the exhale, bend that front knee. Maybe walk your foot back if you stepped it out forward. And then we're going to go back into tabletop position. When we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So we're going to take our left foot this time. We're going to bring it into the low runner's lunge. Half Hanama, we're going to go into our halfway split. Feel free to walk your toes a little forward for a little bit more of a stretch. But we're going to inhale here. We're going to find some length. And exhale, we're going to sit back, lower our hips back and down, bring our chest and our heart to our front thigh. Breathe in here, find some length. Exhale, lower yourself over that front leg. Inhale here. And exhale, bend the front knee, come back into the low runner's lunge. And then we're going to slowly bring our left foot back into tabletop. Breathe in here, breathe in some gratitude for your body for warming up this morning. And then exhale into a downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, bring your hips up and back. Breathe in and kind of pedal the toes, pedal the feet. And then when you're ready, meet me in a forward fold. Bring your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands. Inhale into a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. If you need to bend your knees here, it's okay to bend your knees. That's actually a good way to protect your lower back. And then inhale, either roll up or swan dive up all the way into extended mountain pose. I'll turn this way to face you. Reach for the sky, ground down to the 3 points in your feet. Reach for the sky. And exhale, bring your hands down through heart center into mountain pose, Tadasana. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. We are nice and warmed up now. So maybe bring your hands over your heart and say, thank you, body, for warming up this morning. Thank you, body, for getting me to this practice this morning. We're going to do some sun salutations, and then we'll jump into the rest of our sequence. So let's start in mountain pose. Inhale here, find length through your body, find length through the spine. Exhale, lower the shoulders, Soften the body. For the next inhale, we're going to ground down through the 3 points of our feet and raise our arms all the way to the sky. Grab some of that good energy from the sun that it has to offer. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale and halfway lift. Hands are on your shins here when you do the halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Again, it's okay for you to bend the knees. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, back into Tadasana. There's our half sun salutation. We'll do one more half and then we'll do a full. Inhale, extended mountain pose, ground down to the 3 points of your feet, find balance. Reach for the sky, grab some good sun energy, and exhale, bring it down through heart center into your intention. Rub it in maybe a little bit, exhale. We're gonna roll all the way down into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Again, hands are on shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll all the way up. Extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands through heart center, back into Tadasana. Cool. Let's do our full sun salutation and then we'll keep going. For our Vinyasa Flow, the Vinyasa Flow will be our sun salutation. And so if I recall that, just know that that is a moment for a rest. So if you need to take a rest now, that can also be a moment. Inhale, arms are up into extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And then we're going to exhale into a plank pose. Again, you have variation with plank here, so your knees can be up or your knees can be on the mat. Either is fine. I'm going to do my knees on the mat now. Breathe in here, find length through the body, find strength in the body. And then exhale, lower slowly down to the mat. Say thank you, body, for being strong this morning. We're going to bring our palms in front of our shoulders, kind of grip the mat, and then inhale, bring our heart forward, bring our shoulder blades and our elbows back. Find length through the spine. You're finding length through the crown. You're not trying to find height. You're not trying to raise up as high as possible, but you're just finding length, cobra pose. Exhale, lower back down to the mat. Hands in near your chest. Let's go back into a tabletop pose. Push yourself up, back into tabletop. Tuck the toes. Inhale here, bring the hips up and back. Maybe pedal out the feet a little bit, and then we're gonna walk our hands to our feet or our feet to our hands into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, roll all the way up to the sky. Grab some of that good energy from the sun. And then exhale, bring it back down to your heart for that intention that you set in the beginning of this practice. Rub it in, rub it in. And then exhale, hands back down into mountain pose. Cool, cool, cool. You're doing great. You're doing great. Just have some gratitude for your body. Say thank you, body, for carrying me so far through this practice. Alrighty. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go into our warrior sequence. So for warrior, you're gonna we're gonna start with this left foot forward. So we're gonna take our left foot, step it toward the front of the mat. Our right foot is gonna go back. Your right foot, once you need it to be straight, your foot can be at a 45-degree angle or it can be horizontally. Your front foot should be pointing straight. Your knee should be bent. We're gonna lower down into our warrior pose. Inhale here, arms are going up because we are strong warriors. Inhale here, find length through the spine. Exhale, find length across the chest. Now I want you to flip that front hand up, palm up for the front hand. And I want you to imagine a little ball of light right there in that front hand. That is you achieving your intention. That is you living out your intention during this upcoming week. And so we're going to hold on to that energy, maybe ball up your fist, and then inhale into a nice peaceful warrior. We're reaching toward the back of the mat. Left hand is going toward the back. Your right hand can either go on your hip or it can go down the length of your leg. Inhale here, find length all the way from your front hip, all the way to the tips of your fingers. Allow your neck to be soft, let it land where it will. And then exhale back into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Inhale, find length through the spine. Exhale, find length across the chest. We're going to go into an extended side angle. So bring your left forearm to your left thigh. Bring your right hand up. And we're going to go into our extended side angle. You should feel the length all the way from the tips of your fingers to the edge of your back foot. So inhale here into that extended side angle. Exhale and soften the body, but maybe find more length. Inhale, find a little more length, reach a little more. You're getting a little closer. And exhale, lift back up into Virabhadrasana to Warrior 2. We're going to go into triangle pose. And for triangle pose, I, for one, love to use a block. So feel free to also use a block if you have one and would like to use it. So inhale here, and we're in Warrior 2. We're going to straighten that front knee. We're going to hinge our hips forward just a bit. And then we're going to go and bring our left hand to the mat. Right hand is going toward the sky. This is our Warrior 2. Oh, no, this is our triangle pose. Inhale here, find length across the chest. Exhale and just find and settle into your triangle. The reason I use the block is it's good to bring the earth closer to your body if you are like me and don't have as long arms as your legs. While we're sitting in this pose for a moment, I want us to consider the power of triangles. It's even cool that I'm doing it on this mat. This mat is a painting of mine called Prayer, and it's about connecting with your ancestors and giving and receiving. And I'm really feeling that energy right now. Inhale here and breathe into your triangle pose. I want you to consider the relationship between your mind, body, and your spirit as it relates to your intention for this week. In order for me to pay attention this week, I need to make sure that I am clear in my mind, that my spirit is healthy, and that my body is taken care of. Breathe in here, maybe bend that front knee. We're gonna come back up into our Warrior 2 from our triangle pose. I want you to feel the heat in your body now because you're probably feeling a lot warm from that triangle pose. Inhale here, you can probably drop your block if you have one, and then windmill the hands back down to the mat. We're gonna walk our hands to the center, so we're gonna walk ourselves into an open forward fold. And then we're gonna exhale, just stay here for a moment. Breathe in and allow gravity to bring your spine closer to the earth. Exhale, soften the body. And then on the inhale, walk yourself to the other side. We're gonna go into a low runner's lunge on the other side. Drop that back leg. We're gonna come up into warrior two, other side. Inhale here and find length through the spine. Exhale, find the length across your chest. Warrior two. This time I want you to look at that back hand. Imagine how far we've come in this practice this morning because we've definitely warmed up the body. Let's say thank you, body, for taking us this far. Thank you for getting us past everything else we did this morning to get here to this moment. Breathe in. And on the exhale, we're gonna go into warrior two, or peaceful warrior. Inhale here, you want to find length all the way from the base of your hips all the way to the tips of your fingers. Feel the full length of your body. Your left hand can be on that back leg or it could be supporting your lower back. Either is fine. And exhale back into warrior two. Take a breath here, breathe in. And exhale, extended side angle, right forearm goes to your right thigh. Left arm is reaching toward the front. Inhale here, and this is the longest stretch that our body can make. We can feel it all the way from the edge of our foot all the way to the tips of our fingers. This will really help just really stretch out the body. Inhale here and find some length. Exhale, soften the body. Allow your neck to just fall where it will. Breathe in, find length. And exhale back into warrior two. We are going to get ready to go into our triangle pose. So if you're like me and want to use the block, make sure you grab your block. We're going to straighten that front knee. Hinge the hips forward just a little bit and then bring our right hand down to the mat or on our block. Left hand is reaching toward the sky. Inhale here and settle into your triangle pose. Breathe in. Find length across the chest. Continue to reach for the sky. And exhale, soften the body toward the earth. Stay grounded. Again, here, I want us to take a moment in triangle pose to consider the strength and the power of this pose. I want us to think about the relationship between ourselves, our friends and family, and then our larger community. How will me living out my intention be best for all? Breathe in here, find the length and strength of your triangle pose. And then exhale, bend that front knee and come back into warrior two. Inhale here, and exhale, windmill the hands back down to the mat. We're gonna go through a vinyasa, so bring your right foot back into plank pose. We're gonna go into vinyasa. Again, this is a moment for you to take a break if you need it. But if you want to, follow along with me for the vinyasa flow. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat, slowly, slowly. Palms are in front of your shoulders. Inhale into cobra pose. Find length through the spine, heart is forward. Elbows and shoulder blades are pulling back. Exhale, lower back to the mat. Inhale through tabletop into child's pose. Let's take a breath here for a moment. And then inhale back into tabletop. Tuck the back toes. Lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale here, maybe pedal the feet for a moment. And then we're gonna walk our hands to feet or our feet to our hands into a nice forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands are on chin. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Reach for the sky, grab some good energy from the sun. And exhale, bring it towards your heart center. Rub it into your heart, rub it into that intention. Then exhale, hands to side. We're gonna do tree pose, and then we'll get ready to balance out and rest the body. So for tree pose, let's stand in mountain pose first. Focus in on the breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Allow your feet to be roots that ground down into the earth. Feel the 3 points of your feet grounding into your mat. Inhale and grow through the spine. Exhale and soften the shoulders, soften the neck. And then on the next inhale, allow your right foot to come anywhere along the length of your left leg except your knee. If you would like to use a block, you can put your foot on the block as well, like this. Inhale here and find length through the spine. Find a point in the space to focus your gaze and find your balance. Inhale, hands to heart center. Exhale and ground down through your roots. Continue to breathe. And if you're wobbly like I am, it's okay because trees blow in the wind and it's a windy day. On the next inhale, maybe allow your roots to grow toward the sky. You can also have cactus arms. Inhale, we're reaching toward the sky. Allow your roots to ground down into the mat. Your arms and your branches are grounding toward the sky. Tree pose. Breathe in. Exhale. Maybe open up the hip a little more. Breathe in. And exhale, lower back down to the mat. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. On the next inhale, again, you can do the same thing with the block. You can put it next to your right foot, next to your standing leg to give yourself some balance. So inhale here, bring your left foot along the length of your right leg, just not on the knee. You can really hurt yourself if you put it on the knee. So keep it anywhere along the length of your leg. Inhale here, find that point in the space where you will focus your gaze to maintain your balance. Inhale and ground down into the mat. Exhale, lower the shoulders. Breathe in, bring your hands to heart center. Again, it's okay if you are a tree blowing in the wind. On the next inhale, bring your branches up toward the sky. Allow yourself to slowly grow toward the sun. Breathe in and find length through the spine. Ooh. Inhale and find length. Ground down through those 3 points in that foot. Exhale. Take one more deep breath in. And exhale back into mountain pose. Maybe shake it out if you need to. Say thank you, body, for holding me up during that tree pose. Thank you, thank you, thank you, body. Say thank you to your body. We can never have enough gratitude for our bodies that carry us in and day out. All right, so let's get ready to go back down to the mat. So meet me on the mat, and I want you to just lay yourself down, belly flat on the mat. Maybe have your forearms across in front of you. You can use them as a pillow. But let's take a couple breaths here just to rest our bodies. Our bodies did a lot of warming up during the warrior pose and tree poses. So let's allow our bodies to rest for a moment. Focus on the breath. Fill up the belly. And exhale. When you're ready, bring your hands to your sides with your palms up. We're gonna go into locust pose. For locust pose, you're gonna use your pelvis and your lower core to lift up the rest of your body. And so it will look something like this. We're looking for length. We're not looking for height, but we are looking for length across the spine. This is a good one to really find some stretch in your spine and like lengthen the body. So inhale here. You're using your core and your pelvis to really lift up your feet, your arms, your legs, the heart, the crown. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale into locust. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale into locust. Exhale, lower back down. We're gonna roll over onto our backs. Let's roll over into a constructive rest. So what that means is that your feet are flat on the mat, your knees are bent, but your torso is lying on the mat. Breathe in into this constructive rest. What's good about this pose is that you can really rest your spine and your back really well here by having it directly on the mat and aligned with the earth. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. We're gonna go into supine pigeon. So we're gonna take our right foot, lift your right leg, and then bring your right ankle over the left knee. You should see almost like the number 4 in front of your legs. And then we're gonna reach through and we're gonna grab either our hamstring or you can grab your shin. And exhale, lower down to the mat, hug it all in. If you wanna find a little more challenge, maybe use your elbow to push your right thigh out a little more. But give yourself a nice supine pigeon hug. Inhale and find length in the spine. Exhale, bring it in a little further. Breathe in. And exhale, feet back down to the mat. We're going to do the other side. So take your left foot is going to reach for the sky. Exhale, left ankle over your right knee. Breathe in and find length in the spine, find that balance. And then exhale, reach through that hole and either grab onto your shin or your hamstring. And then give yourself a nice hug, bring it in. Lower yourself back onto the mat. Rest your head and your neck on the mat. Inhale here and find some length. Exhale and hug it in. Maybe you're going to use that left elbow to push your left thigh out a little further. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale. And then inhale, let's bring our feet back down to them. We got to do supine twists, and then we'll go into our corpse pose. I want you to stay in constructive rest. Take your hips, lift them up just a little bit, move them over to the right, and lower them back down. Take your knees, bring them in towards your chest, and I want you to lower them down to the left. Take your left hand and you're going to rest it over those knees. Take your right hand and just reach out behind you. Your neck, allow it to just roll over and look at that back hand. Supine twist. Breathe in here. Fill up the body. Exhale, maybe hug that leg in and find a little more twist. Breathe in here. Exhale, twist a little more. I can even feel like a stretch along like this, my thigh or the glute. And then inhale, bring yourself back into a constructive rest. Balance out the hips. Take the hips and lift them just a little bit, move them over to the left and place them back down. Lift your knees up toward the chest. Lower them to the right. Right hand goes on the left knee. Take your left hand and lower it out to the side. And then take your neck and look toward that back hand. Supine twist. This one is also really good for the lower back. If your lower back needs a little bit of a crack or a stretch, this one always feels really good on my lower back. Inhale here, find some length in the spine. Exhale, maybe soften a little deeper into the stretch. And then inhale back into constructive rest. We'll do one more pose. We haven't done this one, but I think it's good to balance us out. We're gonna go into our, happy baby pose. We're going to first start by bringing our knees to our chest and just giving ourselves a nice big hug. Bring your knees to the chest and give yourself a nice big hug. Breathe in here and say, thank you, body, for carrying me through this yoga practice this morning. I want you to also breathe in that intention that you set in the beginning of this practice. Give yourself a nice big hug for making it through the yoga practice this morning. And then when you're ready, I invite you to take your hands, put them on the insides of your feet, open up the legs, and we're going to go into a happy baby. This is really good for the lower back. It's really good to open up the hips. It's really good to open up the thighs. Inhale here, find length in that spine, and then exhale. Allow yourself to just be a happy baby. We all need to, especially queer folk, we need to tap into our inner child a little more and love up on that child. Breathe in. And exhale, bring the knees back to your chest. Give yourself one nice big hug, and then exhale into our corpse pose. Now here, we're gonna go into Shavasana, and when I hit the chime, that'll be our time to come back together. While we're in corpse pose or Shavasana, you can lay in constructive rest. You can lay flat out in corpse pose. You can grab a blanket or a pillow. But continue to focus on your breath. Focus on your intention. And have gratitude for your body. You can close the eyes or soften the gaze. Begin to deepen the breath. Maybe begin to wiggle the toes, wiggle your fingers. And when you're ready, I invite you to meet me in an easy seat on the mat. As we get ready to close out this practice, I want us to keep in mind the magic that we built up in our bodies that we're going to put toward our intentions for this week. I want to remind us to be grateful for the bodies that we've been given and the bodies that we have. Love up on our body and allow it to carry us through the next week. I'll close us out with the chime, and then we'll finish with Namaste. Thank you for coming to Magical Queer Yoga. Namaste.